Podcasts are hot right now. How do I know? Well, you're listening to one right now, aren't you? But you might be wondering, how on earth do I get my voice out there and start my own podcast? It all seems so intimidating. Between hosting and platforms and monetization, it can get real complicated real quick. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We started this podcast over 2 years ago, not knowing clue one on how to do it. So how did we do it? We did it with Anchor. Anchor is the free podcast app with creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And everybody likes money, right? Well, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So go right now, download the free Anchor app, or go to Anchor FM to get started. It's the E-Commerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your host, John Suder, Bart, Mroz, and Brittany Blackman. The E-Commerce Minute is a production of SUMO Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm located in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com.
Hello, listeners. It's Brittany Blackman, Junior Marketing Coordinator at SUMO Heavy. A quick note. We're in an unprecedented time, but with this comes an unprecedented amount of unity. Everyone is coming together to help, no matter what industry they're in. And now we're doing our part. If you advertise on the E-Commerce Minute, we'll donate 100% of the proceeds to Slice Out Hunger. Slice Out Hunger sends pizza to healthcare workers on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic while simultaneously supporting small businesses. To get involved, drop us a note at hello@sumoheavy.com or reach out through our various social media accounts. Stay safe, stay inside, and wash your hands. We're all in this together.
It's E-Commerce Minute episode 686.
In today's episode, Google announces $800 million to support small businesses and crisis response.
We recently reported that Facebook is giving up to $100 million in grants to small businesses impacted by the coronavirus. And with that, Google said, hold my beer. Google is committing to donate more than $800 million to support businesses, organizations, and healthcare workers as part of its coronavirus response. Most of the grant dollars will be in the form of free advertising. The tech company said it will give the World Health Organization and global government agencies a total of $250 million in ad grants, which is a significant increase from the $25 million it announced a few weeks ago. CEO Sundar Pichai said the money will be used to share information on how to battle the spread of the virus. Another $340 million in Google ad credits will be available to small and medium-sized businesses whose accounts have been active for over the past year, with an additional $20 million earmarked for announcements on relief funds and support for small businesses. Pichai also said the company would help underserved small businesses by offering a $200 million investment fund. The fund would support financial institutions and other non-governmental organizations' finance operations in offering availability of cash. Google also said it would help increase the production of personal protective equipment and other medical equipment. Google would also enlist its employees to help the federal government and other manufacturers of much-needed equipment with the effort. Google is also working with one of its suppliers, Magid Glove and Safety, to produce up to 3 million masks in the coming weeks that it will donate to the CDC. I think the tech companies have to do this. They have to.
Yes.
They have to, because
Absolutely.
when you look at, and we're just giving a broad stroke here, but when you look at who is not struggling and who will probably come out on top after this, it's going to be your FANG companies, Facebook, Apple, Netflix, Google, all the big tech companies will emerge even stronger. And let's just look at strictly from marketing PR. They have to do this. They have to pitch in, because the great divide of the big companies and the small guys getting squished is just going to become greater. And this ties into the economy, and without small businesses or medium-sized businesses, even places like Google are not going to do as well as they should. So you may look at this and say, oh, they're not really giving them all the money, they're giving them ad credits. But if you're giving a company the opportunity to advertise their business for free, that's money that they save to their bottom line that they can use to pay employees or keep the lights on. So I'm sure people try to shoot holes in this, but
It's like when the dust settles, everyone's going to remember the big companies that did stuff.
And they're going to remember the ones that didn't, or
Exactly.
the CEOs that sold their stock, or the senators that sold their stock, or the bad people. The bad people are going to be brought out by the daylight, and then there's going to be hell to pay.
Hopefully there's consequences, because I haven't actually seen very many consequences, to be honest with you.
Not yet. Yeah, everybody's still in shock here.
True.
So, yeah, we've seen Facebook make a sizable donation. And what do we have? We have LinkedIn, TikTok, Twitter. They're also kicking in some money. But we have to realize that Google made $160 billion with a B in revenue in 2019. That income is reliant on users, as I said. So it only makes sense that they should try to give back. And everybody, had a big laugh when Jeff Bezos, what did he donate? $100 million. And he's like, oh, that's like 10 minutes of his time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, us billionaires, we can never do any right. It's, we try. Drop in the bucket. All right, close this one with a little stat time. Google looks set to lose a significant chunk of ad dollars due to COVID-19, with some analysts estimating that Google and Facebook will lose around $44 billion in ad revenue collectively. Don't worry, they'll be fine. The Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis President James Bullard said he expects unemployment to hit 30% in the second quarter, while Morgan Stanley has predicted that unemployment would average 12.8 over that time period. Average of 12.8, but I think it's going to hit 30 in the second quarter. Things are not looking good. You guys got anything else?
Nope.
All right, that's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe, or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion, or just want to say hi, find us on social media @SUMO Heavy.